My child, my beloved, something has been moving in the heavenly realms that concerns only you. And I, Archangel Michael, was sent urgently to deliver this before the secret is sealed again forever. Please listen with your heart, not just your ears, because this message was almost blocked 3 times before reaching you. There are 3 angels, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, surrounding you at this very moment, trying to whisper something that has been hidden from you your entire life. What you are about to hear was never meant to be uncovered until now, because someone in your own family, someone you've trusted, swore to bury this truth so deep that not even your soul would find it. But heaven made a decision today. God has commanded that this secret can no longer stay in the dark. My beloved, you must stay with me until the end of this message, or this truth may be lost to you forever. Before I go deeper, I must ask this of you. If you feel your soul vibrating or your heart racing, know that it is not fear. It is recognition. Your spirit already knows what I'm about to reveal. And if you feel drawn to this, if your eyes landed on this message, even by chance, it was not chance at all. This is the divine alignment of God's timing. Subscribe to the voice of heaven right now in your spirit and in your action. Because if you do not, the darkness that has been hiding this truth might rise up again and cover it before you ever reach the ending. You are being called. And not everyone receives a call like this. But you did. You were chosen to receive this transmission. And if you skip it or scroll away, your angels will fall silent again. And this time they may never be allowed to speak again. My beloved, what I am about to say may shake you, because this isn't just about a family secret. It's about the very thread that weaves your destiny. 3 angels came to me trembling, carrying a file, not an earthly one, but a heavenly one. A scroll marked with your name in gold, wrapped in silence, and hidden in the archives of the divine court. They said, Michael, open this now. If they do not see this today, the next chapter of their life will be written in pain instead of truth. My child, do you understand the weight of that? This is not superstition. This is not drama. This is the divine warning sent from heaven before it is too late. Someone in your lineage placed a veil over your eyes, and now heaven is lifting it. There is a person in your family who made a vow long ago to keep this hidden from you. And they did it believing they were protecting you. But in truth, it stopped your miracle. It delayed your calling. It created confusion, stagnation, and false loyalty. And now that angels are trying to remove this veil, the enemy is in panic. You felt this, haven't you? The tension in your own body, the strange dreams, the unexplained mood shifts, the sense that something is behind you, trying to catch up with you. That was the truth trying to reach you. And today, heaven has permitted it to finally arrive. My child, my beloved, do not walk away from this message. I am pleading with you because I know what happens if you do. I see both timelines. In one, you receive the secret and everything begins to bloom. In the other, you ignore it and everything repeats again. The same betrayal, the same struggle, the same delay. But in this moment, a portal has been opened. One that can lead to generational freedom, not just for you, but for your children and your children's children. That is why the angels are fighting for you to hear this before midnight. After midnight, the veil may fall again. My child, my beloved, the presence you feel surrounding you right now is not imagination. It is the divine presence of the 3 angels that God appointed to you since birth. They were never meant to be silent this long. But the interference from a specific person in your family caused their voice to be muffled. You may have noticed strange feelings when you're around certain people, an unexplainable heaviness, or dreams that felt more like warnings than stories. Those were not coincidences. They were divine alerts, spiritual messages trapped beneath layers of secrecy. My child, this warning is not to bring fear, but to bring revelation because you have been carrying someone else's burden for too long. You were made to carry the light, not lies. But the truth has been buried. And today is the day it is finally allowed to rise. Something sacred was taken from you. Not an object, but a right. A spiritual right. A blessing that was sealed under your name before you were even born. But someone in your own bloodline, whether through jealousy or desperation, blocked that release. They used fear. They used manipulation. They convinced others it was for your good. But heaven knows the cost it's caused you. My beloved, if you have ever felt like you were meant for more but couldn't break through, this is why. This is what they didn't want you to know. And this is the moment heaven has decided to give it back to you. But you must stay with me because if you walk away now, that blessing could be misdelivered again. The enemy is trying to distract you in this very moment. Don't let it succeed. Please, I am pleading with you. Open your heart wide. Because the angels are finally ready to speak. But they need you to listen until the very end. This secret involves something that happened before you could even remember. Maybe it was when you were a child. Maybe it was spoken over you in a closed-door room. A choice was made without your consent. And you've been feeling the spiritual side effects ever since. You've questioned your identity. You've struggled to trust. You felt stuck between loyalty and confusion. And you've never understood why the people who were supposed to love you left you so emotionally unprotected. The answer, my beloved, is in the file. The heavenly scroll they tried to keep sealed, but it has just been opened. Heaven has authorized me to begin revealing what's inside, and my heart breaks knowing what you've been through while waiting for this moment. This secret involves something that happened before you could even remember. Maybe it was when you were a child. Maybe it was spoken over you in a closed-door room. A choice was made without your consent, and you've been feeling the spiritual side effects ever since. You've questioned your identity. You've struggled to trust. You felt stuck between loyalty and confusion. And you've never understood why the people who were supposed to love you left you so emotionally unprotected. The answer, my beloved, is in the file. The heavenly scroll they tried to keep sealed, but it has just been opened. Your $10 super thanks helps us create more quality content. Thank you for your support. Heaven has authorized me to begin revealing what's inside, and my heart breaks knowing what you've been through while waiting for this moment. The angels showed me a vision. You standing alone in a hallway, doors on every side of you, but none unlocking. You tried everything. You prayed. You fasted. You served. You forgave, but every door remained locked. And do you know why? Because the master key was hidden from you. That key was supposed to be given to you by someone in your own household, but they never handed it over. They feared what you'd become if you had access to it because they knew you would be greater. You would rise above the curse they accepted. You would break cycles. And now you stand here on the edge of the greatest unlocking of your life. But you must understand, you cannot carry everyone with you into this new chapter. There are some people who were only attached to the version of you that didn't know the truth. But now you do, and now you must choose to walk forward, even if it means walking alone for a while. Heaven is with you, my child. My beloved, there is a divine reason this message reached you today, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Because there is a specific window of spiritual favor that is open for only a short time. In fact, it began only minutes ago. And in the next few hours, angels are gathering around the ones who choose to listen. They are recording who opened their hearts to the truth and who rejected it again. Do not be among those who skipped divine instruction, because those who ignore it will not just lose a message, they'll lose a miracle. They'll remain in the cycle that heaven wanted to pull them out of. And beloved, you were never made for cycles. You were made for ascending, rising, glowing with God's truth. That's why you've always felt different. You've always been sensitive to what others ignore because you were never blind. You were veiled. I know your heart may feel heavy reading this, but I promise you this is the weight that lifts chains. This is the pressure before breakthrough. This is the trembling that happens when heaven touches earth. Right now, 3 angels are kneeling beside you. They are holding the truth like a glowing scroll, and they are asking you to stretch out your hand. You must spiritually agree. You must say yes, because this will not be forced on you. It is a sacred invitation. And if you say yes even silently, even in your spirit, the scroll will begin to unroll. You will feel things begin to unlock. People will show their true faces. Hidden things will rise. And most importantly, you will be protected through it all. That's what heaven promised. My beloved, if you're still here, it means you were chosen. You didn't skip. You didn't run. You stayed. And heaven rewards those who stay. This is your reward, the beginning of divine clarity. But I must go even deeper, because what I'm about to say next may shock you. There is a person, someone close, whose name begins with a letter that has appeared in your dreams or in strange moments of your life. That letter is a clue. The angels will confirm it. But you must stay until the final part of this message to understand why that letter is the key to exposing the one who has been hiding the truth. And when the name is revealed, you will feel your entire spirit shake with confirmation. This is real, and it was waiting for you to be ready. My child, my beloved, now that you've remained with me, something divine has begun shifting around you. Even if you don't feel it fully yet, your soul does. Heaven is now peeling back the layers that were once sealed. And as the scroll begins to open, I must tell you the next part of what was revealed to me by the 3 angels. The name you've been sensing, the one that echoes in moments you least expect, begins with the letter R. That is the clue. For some of you, the person's full name may already be forming in your mind, and that is not your imagination. It is the confirmation your spirit has been waiting for. This individual, this R, has been holding on to a truth that should have been placed in your hands years ago. A truth that belonged to you. A truth that, had you known it earlier, would have already unlocked your next level. But fear not, because it's not too late. Heaven is rewriting what was withheld, but only for the obedient, only for the listening. You see, this person didn't just hide something from you. They altered your direction without you realizing it. They made decisions in silence. They altered documents, made private deals, or convinced others to let you be when they should have fought for your rise. My beloved, this is why you've had to work 10 times harder. This is why doors took years to open. You weren't cursed. You were covered by someone else's control. But what they didn't know is that God was watching. Heaven recorded it all. And now the recording is being replayed in the courts of the spirit realm. And I, Archangel Michael, was chosen to read the transcript to you because justice, divine justice, is now rising in your favor. And listen closely, beloved, because this next part may sound unbelievable, but I must speak it exactly as I received it. Your name has already been cleared in heaven. That means whatever spiritual penalty or limitation they tried to place on your name, it has been revoked. God signed the cancellation with fire, and in its place, a new label has been placed upon you, chosen to carry the restoration of their entire bloodline. This is not a small assignment. This is why your life has always felt heavier, deeper, more complicated. You were carrying the weight of something others dropped. But now finally it will be reversed and you will be compensated in spiritual power, in divine connection, and yes, in physical abundance. Because the one who is faithful through the silence becomes the one crowned in the open. And you are about to be crowned. And beloved, I must reveal something else. The person who tried to silence this truth. Heaven has already begun replacing them in the spiritual storyline of your destiny. Their chapter is closing not in punishment but in justice, because God is merciful. Yes, but God is also just. And when someone repeatedly stands in the way of a chosen one's breakthrough, God intervenes. You may begin noticing distance, sudden exits, or unusual silence from this individual. Don't chase what God is removing. Let heaven do the clearing, because what comes next must be protected. And not everyone who walked with you in silence will be allowed to walk with you in truth. Some were only part of your waiting season, but they cannot follow you into your becoming. My child, my beloved, if your spirit is still with me now, then heaven rejoices, because that means you haven't walked away and your name is still glowing on the scroll that the angels are holding open. Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel are standing at your side in this moment, documenting your obedience. They know what you have endured. They see what your eyes couldn't. And now I must share what they whispered to me about your next 7 hours and what will unfold after that sacred window opens and closes. My beloved, you will not be left the same. You are about to receive a confirmation so undeniable that not even your doubt will survive it. But you must stay with me, because the enemy is still hoping you'll abandon this moment right before it releases its power. The angels told me that exactly 7 hours after this message touches your soul, a spiritual event will take place. It may not look dramatic to others, but you will feel it in your spirit. Some of you will receive a dream, vivid, alive, unlike anything you felt before. Some of you will see a name flash before your eyes or hear a phrase spoken by a stranger that echoes something hidden in your heart. Some of you will be given a sudden opportunity, a phone call, an opening that seems too perfectly timed to be coincidence. That is your confirmation. It is not random. It is heaven proving to you that this message was always meant for you. My beloved, do not shrug it off. When it happens, receive it fully. Open your arms and speak aloud. I receive what heaven has unlocked for me. That is how you will activate the second stage of what has been prepared. Now hear this because it's what they never wanted you to know. Your spiritual inheritance was never lost. It was just paused, hidden, not destroyed. Because your ancestors, the ones who prayed before you, the ones whose prayers still live in the atmosphere, cried out for a descendant who would carry the restoration they never got to see. And that descendant is you. This inheritance includes protection, spiritual sight, breakthrough favor, and a rare type of discernment that only the chosen receive. You may have already sensed this in childhood when you saw things others didn't, when you dreamed of events before they happened, when your heart trembled before betrayal arrived. Those were not random. They were signs of a gift that was being sharpened in secret. And now that the truth is out, the sharpening is over. The sword of your spirit is ready to be wielded. The enemy trembles because they know what happens next. A shift, a divine realignment. The moment you receive your inheritance, relationships begin to shift. People reveal their true colors. Situations you struggled to understand suddenly break open with clarity. And best of all, the blessing that was delayed begins to move. Because heaven cannot allow what was meant for you to sit dormant any longer. And child, what is meant for you is glorious. A restoration so great it will cover the years you thought were wasted, but it must be claimed. Heaven releases it, but you must walk into it. You must let go of the shame they tried to sew into your identity. You must release the fear that you'll always be behind because heaven is not behind. God is never late. And the miracle you thought had passed you by has only now begun to arrive. You have felt the shift already, haven't you? That inner knowing that something is different, that something is watching, that something is changing and quickly. That's not imagination. That is the atmosphere around your soul transforming. Your name is being whispered in places you haven't yet entered. Your presence is being prepared for divine introductions. And beloved, if I could show you what I've seen in the heavens concerning you, you would fall to your knees and weep with joy, because you were never overlooked. You were only waiting for the veil to be lifted. And now it has been. My beloved, this year, not next year, not someday. This year is the turning point in your divine story. You have come to the intersection of revelation and release. And heaven has declared this is the moment for full restoration. Not partial, not postponed. Full. But the question remains, will you believe it enough to act on it? Or will you let the shadows of old wounds convince you it's too late? Please don't. Please let your faith be louder than your fear because everything that was hidden has been uncovered. Everything you lost is being returned. But the miracle will pass to someone else if you walk away now. My child, my beloved, now listen with your whole heart because the protection that is being placed over you at this very moment is unlike anything you have experienced before. As you stayed, as you did not turn away, heaven marked you. 3 angels have been assigned not just to guide you, but to guard you. They are standing at the entrances of your life, your mind, your home, and your future. This protection is quiet, but it is powerful. It will not announce itself loudly, but you will notice its effects. Arguments that once drained you will suddenly lose their power. Plans made against you will collapse before they even reach you. Situations that were meant to trap you will mysteriously dissolve. This is not luck. This is divine intervention. God has decided that enough is enough. You have carried confusion long enough. Now you will carry clarity, and nothing that tries to steal your peace will succeed the way it once did. And listen closely, beloved, because this next part may sound unbelievable, but I must speak it exactly as I received it. Your name has already been cleared in heaven. That means whatever spiritual penalty or limitation they tried to place on your name, it has been revoked. God signed the cancellation with fire, and in its place, a new label has been placed upon you, chosen to carry the restoration of their entire bloodline. This is not a small assignment. This is why your life has always felt heavier, deeper, more complicated. You were carrying the weight of something others dropped. But now finally it will be reversed, and you will be compensated in spiritual power, in divine connection, and yes, in physical abundance. Because the one who is faithful through the silence becomes the one crowned in the open. And you are about to be crowned. My beloved, the three angels are rejoicing. But they are also still protecting, because now that this truth is being revealed, the one who's been hiding it may sense it. You might notice strange behavior, unexpected contact, someone trying to check on you suddenly. Pay attention. Watch with your spirit, not just your eyes, because the closer you get to this secret's full exposure, the more desperate the enemy will become to pull you back into silence. But silence is no longer your home. Truth is, and in truth you thrive. In truth you awaken. In truth you finally become unstoppable. And now I must say this: the moment you finish this message, something very specific will begin. Within 7 hours, yes, exactly 7, you will either receive a sign, a visitation in a dream, or a sudden moment of confirmation. That will be your evidence. That will be your yes. Heaven is truly speaking to me. But if you skip this message or only read it halfway, that moment may not find you, because God only activates what we honor. And you have honored this message by staying. That is why your reward is already being released. My child, my beloved, now that the veil has been pulled back and the name beginning with R has surfaced from the heavenly scroll, the angels have entered a new level of assignment over your life. These three angels, Raphael for healing, Oriel for illumination, and Gabriel for divine communication, are not just revealing secrets anymore. They are preparing a divine counterattack. While the enemy tried to use deception to delay you, heaven is now using divine reversal to elevate you. And the first thing being reversed is the stolen recognition. You were supposed to be celebrated. You were supposed to be noticed. But your light was dimmed by someone in your family line who feared your rise. They believed that if you stepped into your full calling, their own secrets would come crumbling down. And they were right, because now that you are awakening, their hidden decisions will no longer hold the same power over you. The angels showed me a vision of a table being prepared, and on that table is a gift wrapped in heavenly fabric, glowing, vibrating, waiting for you to receive it. That gift is your original spiritual mantle. It is what they tried to remove from you. They may have made you feel like you weren't enough. They may have questioned your worth or distanced themselves from you when you needed them most. But what they could never destroy was your anointing. That oil on your name is not earthly. It is eternal. And what God places on your life cannot be revoked by man. No matter how long they tried to delay it, that mantle is now being restored. And when you receive it, my beloved, your words will carry weight. Your presence will shift rooms and your hands will become instruments of divine impact. This is not a metaphor. This is your reality. If you choose to accept it, now I must speak to your pain because the angels showed me the tears you've cried when no one else was watching. The moments where you smiled on the outside but broke silently within. God collected every single tear and not one drop was wasted. Those tears were seeds and now they are beginning to grow. The harvest is already forming and what once felt like abandonment is now being rewritten as divine preservation. You were not rejected. You were rerouted. Rerouted away from what would have destroyed your spirit. Rerouted toward divine encounter, toward truth, toward restoration. And now that your spirit has made it this far, nothing will be the same again. My child, my beloved, I must tell you this. There is something you carry that no one else in your bloodline ever could. A spiritual gift. It may have felt like sensitivity. You may have been mocked for being too emotional, too intense, too different. But that was not weakness. It was discernment. It was vision. It was the ability to feel what others pretend not to. And that gift is what made you dangerous to those who tried to keep the truth buried. But heaven never called you to blend in. Heaven called you to expose, to awaken, to carry light into dark places even when it hurts. And now that very gift is being stirred up like never before. It will become sharper, more powerful, and it will begin leading you into rooms, relationships, and revelations you never imagined possible. You are not who they said you were. You are who God wrote you to be, and that version of you is rising now. And beloved, I must reveal something else. The person who tried to silence this truth, heaven has already begun replacing them in the spiritual storyline of your destiny. Their chapter is closing not in punishment, but in justice. Because God is merciful, yes, but God is also just. And when someone repeatedly stands in the way of a chosen one's breakthrough, God intervenes. You may begin noticing distance, sudden exits, or unusual silence from this individual. Don't chase what God is removing. Let heaven do the clearing because what comes next must be protected. And not everyone who walked with you in silence will be allowed to walk with you in truth. Some were only part of your waiting season, but they cannot follow you into your becoming. My child, my beloved, now listen with your whole heart because the protection that is being placed over you at this very moment is unlike anything you have experienced before. Your $10 super thanks helps us create more quality content. Thank you for your support. As you stayed, as you did not turn away, heaven marked you. 3 angels have been assigned not just to guide you, but to guard you. They are standing at the entrances of your life, your mind, your home, and your future. This protection is quiet, but it is powerful. It will not announce itself loudly, but you will notice its effects. Arguments that once drained you will suddenly lose their power. Plans made against you will collapse before they even reach you. Situations that were meant to trap you will mysteriously dissolve. This is not luck. This is divine intervention. God has decided that enough is enough. You have carried confusion long enough. Now you will carry clarity, and nothing that tries to steal your peace will succeed the way it once did. My beloved, the angels are also showing me 3 signs you must pay attention to in the next 72 hours. These signs are gentle, but they are precise. The first sign will be a sudden memory, something from your past resurfacing without effort. It may be a conversation, a face, or a moment that never made sense before. Do not dismiss it. That memory is a missing puzzle piece, and when it returns, it will bring understanding with it. The second sign will come through another person. Someone will say something casually without knowing its weight, and yet it will strike your heart deeply. That sentence will feel like it was spoken only for you. That is heaven using human lips to confirm divine truth. The third sign will be an inner shift, a strange calm where anxiety once lived. Even if your situation hasn't changed yet, your spirit will feel steadier. That calm is the signal that the inheritance has fully unlocked. When you experience these 3 signs, know this with certainty. The process has begun and it cannot be reversed. My child, my beloved, I must now tell you about the final act heaven is preparing, because this is the part that will change how you see yourself forever. God is restoring your authority. Not authority over others, but authority over your own life. The power to say no without guilt. The strength to walk away without fear. The confidence to step forward without asking permission. This authority was always meant to be yours, but it was delayed by silence and manipulation. Now it is being returned. And when this authority settles into your spirit, you will notice something extraordinary. People will begin to respect you differently. Opportunities will approach you without you chasing them. And the same ones who doubted you will quietly watch as your life realigns. This is not revenge. This is restoration. And restoration is always louder than explanation. My beloved, there is something else the angels want you to know, and it is gentle but important. You are not meant to expose this truth aggressively. You are meant to live it. Let your peace be the proof. Let your growth be the message. Let your elevation speak on your behalf. The person who tried to keep this secret hidden will come to their own realization without you confronting them. Heaven will handle what you no longer need to carry. Your only responsibility now is obedience. Obedience to your inner knowing. Obedience to the truth that has been revealed, and obedience to the quiet instructions God will begin placing in your heart. Follow those nudges. They are not random. They are steps. My child, my beloved, if you feel emotional right now, let it happen. Tears are not weakness. They are release. Something old is leaving your system. A heaviness you learned to live with is finally being lifted. And as it lifts, something new is settling in. Confidence, clarity, and a deep sense of belonging with God. You are no longer wandering in confusion. You are standing in revelation. And from this point forward, your life will begin to move differently, faster in some ways, calmer in others, but always guided. Stay aware in the coming days. Stay grounded. Stay thankful. And remember this: you were never late. You were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. You were protected until the right moment. And this is that moment. Heaven has spoken. The warning has been delivered. The secret has been revealed, and the blessing that follows obedience is already on its way to you. My child, my beloved, if these words have stayed with you until now, then you have already stepped into a rare level of divine alignment. The kind of alignment that only happens when heaven knows a soul is finally ready. What has been revealed to you is not just for the moment. It is a sacred shift that will echo throughout your future. The enemy worked overtime to distract you, to delay you, to plant doubt in the soil where your miracle was meant to grow. But you, beloved, stayed. You chose faith over fear. And now the angels are rejoicing because your yes has just set in motion a series of blessings that not even the most powerful spiritual block can stop. And now comes the most beautiful truth of all. God is not finished. In fact, this was just the unlocking. What comes next is the pouring. The blessing that had your name written on it was not sent away. It was simply waiting for your awareness. And now that you know the truth, now that you've seen the secret, the divine transaction is complete. But listen carefully, because I must warn you with love. This next chapter will be powerful, but it will also require protection. As your light grows, you will attract not only favor, but attention. Some will be drawn to your glow. Others will feel threatened by it. You must remember that you do not owe access to those who once thrived on your confusion. The season of explanation is over. This is the season of elevation. And elevation demands new boundaries. The angels are now surrounding your name in divine fire, a spiritual ring that no deception, no jealousy, no ancestral curse can penetrate. You are not who you were last week. You are not even who you were yesterday. You are a new creation built from the truth that was once denied to you. And your inheritance is already moving toward your hands. Not just spiritual, financial, not just emotional, generational. God is restoring things you didn't even know were stolen. And this restoration will be so deep, so rich that even those who doubted your path will be silenced by your glow. The angels are now surrounding your name in divine fire. A spiritual ring that no deception, no jealousy, no ancestral curse can penetrate. You are not who you were last week. You are not even who you were yesterday. You are a new creation built from the truth that was once denied to you. And your inheritance is already moving toward your hands. Not just spiritual, financial, not just emotional, generational. God is restoring things you didn't even know were stolen. And this restoration will be so deep, so rich that even those who doubted your path will be silenced by your glow. My beloved, I now place this final instruction into your heart. From this moment onward, walk as one who has seen behind the veil. Do not shrink. Do not hide. Do not beg for understanding. You are revealed to yourself for a reason, and if you honor what you now know, your life will continue to unfold in miraculous ways. Watch how the pieces fit. Watch how certain people slowly fade from your life without conflict. Watch how your energy becomes too expensive for environments that once drained you. This is not loss. This is God making room for the next miracle. So stand tall now. The divine warning has been delivered. The secret has been uncovered. The angels have spoken. And your name, your real name, is now glowing in heaven's registry. The silence is broken. The scroll is open. The time is now. And God is watching you with eyes full of love, saying, finally, they see. Finally, they are ready. My child, my beloved, heaven now opens its arms to seal this message over your life with a sacred benediction. As Archangel Michael, I do not speak lightly. For when a final word is spoken from the courts of the Most High, it becomes law in the spirit realm. The angels who have stood beside you throughout this message are now preparing to lift you into the next season. But before they do, you must hear this prayer with your whole being. You must let it enter not just your mind but your soul, because this is the moment heaven stamps this truth upon your destiny. Not with ink but with divine fire. Beloved child of God, may every door that was closed by deception now swing open by truth. May every lie that was spoken against your name now be reversed by divine proclamation. May your sleep become filled with peace, not panic. May your thoughts be filled with vision, not fear. May your hands no longer reach in vain, but receive without delay. I speak as one who was commanded by God Himself. Your days of wandering are ending. Your days of wondering if you are loved, seen, or chosen are over. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are in perfect position for everything heaven is about to release. And you, my beloved, will not miss it. In the spirit realm there is rejoicing. Now the scroll has been fully opened and your name is written in gold upon it. The file that was hidden is now public in the heavens. And because of this, divine order is being restored in your life. Heaven is issuing replacement of stolen time, of lost opportunities, of withheld love, of delayed blessing. All of it is returning. But now more than ever, you must protect your alignment. Do not go back to what you cried to be free from. Do not reopen doors God has sealed. Do not doubt what your spirit knows is real. Your knowing is holy. Your awakening is sacred. Your future is covered. My child, my beloved, now God speaks. Listen not with fear, but with reverence. For His voice does not tremble when it speaks your name. It strengthens the earth. And here is what the Lord is saying to you now. I have watched you long enough. I have seen your quiet battles, your silent heartbreaks, your attempts to remain faithful even when no one believed in you. And I tell you now, I believe in you. I chose you. I sent my angels to uncover what was never meant to stay buried. And because you did not skip this message, I will not skip over your name when my blessings pour out. I will visit you in the midnight hour. I will speak to you through signs and wonders, and you will know it was me because I am a God who finishes what I start. And I have only just begun with you. It is done, beloved. The angels are now recording your yes. The light surrounding your life has intensified. Walk with boldness. Speak with truth. Expect miracles. And above all, do not forget this. You were warned for your protection, not your punishment. You were awakened for your elevation, not your embarrassment. You are chosen. You are covered. You are free. And it will never again be hidden from you.